Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and back to Sliced Sudoku, the sandwich Sudoku puzzle pack that we're putting together. This is myself and a whole bunch of people. We put it together over on Skunkworks. Thank you to Riff Clown for a wonderful environment that you created and maintain. This is Sandwiches and Sides by EPH, and this one is combining some of my favorite constraints. I don't know if EPH did this to make me happy, but I haven't solved the puzzle yet and I'm already happy. Link below to this puzzle as well as to the entire pack. You've probably seen me go through all the details of how this works by now, so I'm just going to get straight into the rules and then into the puzzle. So normal Sudoku rules apply in every box, in every row, and in every column. The digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Sandwich. The numbers outside the grid give the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in that row or column. So in this column, there will be digits between 1 and 9 summing to 7. In this column, there will be digits between 1 and 9 summing to 6. That's just how that works. Outside. The digits in numbers outside the grid must appear in one of the first 3 cells of the row or column as seen from that direction. So what does that mean? It means that 7 must be in one of those 3 cells. 2 must be in one of those 3 cells. 9 must be in one of those 3 cells, because that's just the way the outside constraint works. One of my favorite, definitely one of Maggie, my mother's favorites. And then there's a diagonal. Digits may not repeat along the indicated diagonal. Note, there is only the one diagonal. The positive diagonal is here, the positive gradient diagonal. The negative diagonal is not here. That's all we've got. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. You can find a link to this puzzle below as well as to the whole pack. I may have mentioned that already, but maybe I didn't. Let's give this a shot. So I'm going to start with this. We know that there is a 9. I normally don't pencil mark outside clues, but I'm going to for this one. We know there is a 9 in one of these 3 cells, and the only way to get to 9 is with 2 or 3 digits in a sandwich, because you can't use a single 9 because 9 is one of the bread clues, and the minimum digits you could use is 2, 3, 4 in 3 cells, and that sums to 9. So the minimum it could be is, it has to be 2 or 3. So there's a 1 in one of those, because if I put the 1 here, there'd be 4 cells and the minimum would be 2, 3, 4, 5. So these become green. Well, I know there's a 1 in one of these 3. 17. Well, 17 is at least 3 clues as well. Well, is at least 3 clues. So maybe I'm thinking outies here. I actually don't know how this is going to work. Interesting, because we know an entire column sums to 45, the sum of the digits 1 to 9. The sandwich clues themselves sum to 10. So the digits not included in the bread clues sum to 35. So with the 17, the digits that are outside the contents of the sandwich sum to 18. But I'm not sure how I'm using that. There's probably some weird trick with, like, I know there's a 1 in one of these 3, so there's a 1 in one of these 3. There's probably some weird trick with outside and sandwich I haven't fully understood yet. So, for example, I know 2 is in one of those 2 cells, because 2 is in one of these 3 cells, but 2 is in one of those 3 cells. So that is not a 2. But I'm not seeing any other obvious outside tricks I can use. So 24 can only be done in a minimum of 4 digits, because 876, the 3 highest, is only 21. But you can do it in 4. But if I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4 includes this cell. If I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4 includes this cell. So wherever I start it, it's going to include this cell in the content. So that can never be bread. Because if this was bread, I'd only have 3 clues before I run into the end and I couldn't get to 24. This must be not bread. 17. Yeah, I have to have 18 outside. I have to have 18 outside. But that doesn't tell me much about this because, well, it tells me this one must be green. Because I can't, if this was bread, I couldn't put 18 in 0, 1, or 2 cells because the minimum you can put in 2 cells is 15 with 7 and 8. So this one must be not bread. But I could do 18 in 3 cells and make that 1 and that 9. And then put a 1 over here, and that all seems to work. These clues are all quite close to each other. Like if this is a 1, this is a 9. Because the only way to do a 2 clue is with an individual 2. If this is a 1, these would have to be 2, 3, 4, and this be a 9. But I don't see an inherent problem there. Oh! No, there must be a 1, 2, 9 together in this row. So this can't be it, because if this was a 1, if this was the 1, it'd go 1, 2, 9. This is green. So there's a 1, 2, 9 together up here. So there's a run in this top row that goes 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 9, or with 1 and 9 and a 2 in the middle. And I can't put a 2 here because of the 2 looking up. So this can't be a 1 or a 9. I could probably do that elsewhere. Similar here. There must be a 1, 3, 9 or a 1, 3, 9. Bread 3 bread, bread 3 bread, bread 3 bread, bread 3 bread, bread 3 bread. But I could go 1, 3, 9 here, I think. But if I go 1, 3, 9 here, if these were both bread, I'd have to put a bread there with a 2 there. Which might work. 4 is the same. 4 can only be done with an individual 4. Because you can't use 1, 3 or 2, 2 because 1 is part of the bread. So this can't be a 1 because it'd go 1, 4, 9. Then there'd be a 9 here and oh no, I could do 17 in those 3. 17 in 3 is doable. Is 5 the same? Is 5 the same? 6 isn't. 6 could be 2, 4, but 5 could be 2, 3. I'm not sure how to start this. This is certainly... If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 9... There's a lot of low digits being forced into sandwich sums. The outies in this column sum to 14. Can I put a 9 up here? Yes, I could easily put a 9 here and have 14 down here. Well, actually, I couldn't put them... If that was a 9, that can't be a 9. If this was a 9, the closest the one could be would be here, and then these would have to sum to 14. But one of those digits is a 2, so it'd have to be 2 and 12, which doesn't work. That can't be a 9. And I can't put 9 in here, so 9 is in one of those 2. Because 9 in here wouldn't leave room for a 17 between them. It'd be either 0 or a single digit number. So 9 is in one of those 2. That's interesting. If 9 was here, I could put 1 here. 14, if 9 was here, this... no, I could go 21 is at least 3, so I could still have, but 9 is now up here. Right, 9 is here. Ah, but 9 to 1, 9 to 1, 9 to 1, 9 to 1. All of that still seems to work. Is it the fact that the 2 has to be between the 1 and the 9? I could make, if I could stop this being a 1 or a 9, then I would know 2 is in here, and that would stop this being a 3-digit clue. But this seems really complex. I'm missing... Oh, no. It is way easier than this. It is way easier than this. This must have 1, 2, 9, but the 2 is in one of these 3 digits. So this must be the crust, this must be the 2, and this must be the next bread clue, because this must have 1, 2, 9, but the 2 has to go in one of those 3 digits, and it can't go here because then it would be outside, and therefore I need to, yeah, absolutely obvious. These aren't the 9. This isn't the 1. This is the 1. This is the 9. Beautiful. Now that I've understood that, this should be easier. This can't be a 1 because it'd have to be 1, 4, 9, and the 4 wouldn't be in one of those cells. So this can't be the 1 because 4 can only be done with a single 4. So this can't be the 4 because it wouldn't be sandwiched. And now one of the crusts is here and one of them is here. So it's either those 2 or those 2, and all of those become green. I could do the same down here. I can absolutely do the same down here. This can't be, the 3 must be in one of these 3 cells, and it must be contained in as the contents of the sandwich. So it can't be here. And now it's either bread filling or bread filling, which means all of these become green. Fundamental concept to understand in this puzzle. And there must be digits up here summing to 5. So it could either be a single digit and then a 1, or 2 digits and then a 1, but that's all. So all of these become green. Right. Seven doesn't have to be a single digit though. But there must be 6 here. And this can't be 1, 5 or 2, 4 and 3, 3 doesn't work. So this does have to go 6, 9. Beautiful. It's just a little fundamental trick you need to figure out. This can't be, neither of these can be the, oh, actually I could just fill in the box. So it's going in this direction and it can't be a 4-digit sum. That's not the 1, that's the 1. So that is, the 1. This C's a 1 and a 9, so it's green. The 1 can't be here, or this would have to be a single 1. This is the 1, which is yellow, and all of those become green. This is a 2-digit 9 sum. Now the 7 has to go down. Now I can't do a single 7 because this is green. So this is a 2-digit 7 sum, and this becomes, no, wrong mode. This becomes yellow, which is a 9. All of those become green. 1 and 9 are 1 and 9 are both in here now. Because I can't put... Yeah, this has to be the 1, which is yellow. And now 1 and 9 are both here, and 3 has to be between them. So these become the filling. This is not the bread, and this is a 1-9 pair. Beautiful. Took me too long to wrap my head around that. Now, this can't be bread. So the bread is in those 2. Which means this is the 4, not the 4. All of these become green. So which clues have I done now? I've done the 6, I've done the 2, I've done the 4. That's all I've done. Fundamental concept I missed. This 7. It's either 2, 5 or 3, 6, and I can't see which way that would go. Now, 1 on this diagonal is in one of those 2 clues because I can't put it here and I can't put it in box 5. which means as this is a 1-9 pair, where is 1 in this row? 1 has to go in this row somewhere. It can't go in any of those because I can't put 1 in any of those cells, because if I put 1 here, there's no 1 on this diagonal. So 1 can't go in any of those cells. It can't go in any of those cells. So it has to go in one of those 3, but simultaneously it goes in one of these 3. That's the 1. And the 1, and now I need to have green cells summing to at least 21, which is at least 3. So all of those become green. No, I colored that wrong. But I now have outies summing to 14. Can I do 14? Yeah, I could still do 8, 6. So this could be the 9 and these could be 8, 6, or this could be the 9 and then these would be 8, 7, 6. Still not sure which way that goes. But these become green because I've got a 24 clue, which means the outies in this row sum to 11. Which is at least 2 digits. So this becomes green because I must have 1 here and I must have 1 at the other end. So there's a 9 in one of those 2. This 9 is looking down saying not there. This is the 9. And that's going to do some work as well. This becomes green. I'm not looking at the outies on this yet. What I'm doing is I'm asking where is 9 on this diagonal, because these are off the diagonal. So that's the 9, which makes this yellow. This becomes green and not 9. This is now green, and these outies have to sum to 14. And if they sum to 14, they are not 2 and 12. So that's not the 2, that's the 2. The only way to do 14, considering I can't use a 9, is 8, 6, because 7, 7 does not work. That is an 8, 6 pair. This is neat. This has been green for a long time, but uncolored because BremSter got it, or didn't do it. The 1 looks across saying that's not the 1, that's the 1, so that's yellow. This is now green, and there is a 9 in one of those 2. This can't be the 9, or that would have to be a single 17. That's not the 9, that's the 9, that's yellow, this is green. The only place for 9 in the column now is there, making that yellow. These both become green. This is the 1, this is the 9. That hasn't resolved these, but I'm tempted to get rid of the green at this point, you know? Because I'm kind of done with most of the sandwich clues. Like once I put a 1-9 pair in here, all I need, oh, this isn't the 1. Now I can, because this is yellow and I've got all of the yellow clues. I've got 2 yellow clues in every box. So let's get rid of the green. Right. Done. This is the 9. This is the 1. And we're done. We've got all of the sandwich clues. These 3 digits here are 24 minus 3 because I've already got 3 in there. So they're 21. 8, 7 and 6 is the maximum they could be, which sums to 21. So those are 8, 7, and 6. So 2 is over in one of these 2 by Sudoku, because these are 2, 4, and 5. I'm actually going to pencil mark at that end. Those are 2, 4, and 5. That one can't be a 2, and that one can't be a 4. Neat. But that's the 24 clue done. I'm liking this puzzle. 7, 2, 5. Hang on, what have I done here? I don't think I've used that pencil mark, but that was completely nonsense. It's 2, 5 or 3, 4. That's not a 4, so that's not a 3. But I don't think I've used that pencil mark because it wasn't useful. I made a boo-boo. Okay, I'm hoping that the diagonal could potentially have mostly been used to place the 1s and 9s, and I'm cool with that as a concept. So the outies here are 35 minus 17, so they're 18. I'm not sure. This is an 8, these would have to sum to 10, but 3, 7, 4, 6 all seems to work. Huh. Oh, no. I haven't been doing outside clues. What outside? I've been marking for sandwich. I haven't been marking for outside. There must be a 4 in here. So that's the 4, that's the 2, that's the 5. I'd completely forgotten the outside clues. There is a 2 and a 1 in here. There is a 3 in here. There has to be a 5 in one of those two. There has to be a 7 in one of those two. There has to be a 7 in one of those two. I've got my 6, I've got my 2, I've got my 9, I've got my 4, I've got my 2 and my 4, 5 in one of those two, I've got my 3, I've got my 2 and my 1. Okay. Is that helping me at all? You know, I'm not sure. I mean, it got me this. Two is down here by Sudoku. This isn't a 7 because of the 7 up here. Huh. Yeah. Okay. I have to put 3 and 4 in here, but I don't see a problem with that. I've already got this one. So the 21 clue is done. The 24 clue is done. The 3 clue is done. Oh, these are 1 and 9. Those have to sum to 5. Those are a 2-3 pair. So there's no 2 there. That's the 2. How did I miss that? We all know how I missed that. So if this is 2 or 3, to get to 9, this is 6 or 7, and it can't be 6. So that's 7, 2, 3. And now the 9 clue is done because I've filled both the outside and the sandwich. Outside and sandwich, outside and sandwich, outside and sandwich, outside and sandwich, outside and sandwich. Why have I got that marked up there? Outside and sandwich because I've got the 5s pencil marked in. Outside and sandwich because I've got the outies outside and sandwich. I haven't done this one yet, but the 7 up here means this is not the 7. So those two 7s mean this is the 7. This is a 6-8 pair in box 9. So these are 3, 4, and 7, and there's no 7 there. So now I can do some outie math in column 7. Because these have to sum to 18. Now that actually works. If that was a 7, I was thinking, can I make those sum to 11? And 8, 3 does work. Okay. This isn't a 2 anymore because I've already got a 2 on the diagonal. So this isn't a 5. Oh, 3. 3 by Sudoku is not in any of those. That is 3 and 4. So I've got that, and the 7 clue is now done. Okay. Okay. This isn't the 7 because of this 2, 7. That is not the 7. This is the 7. And now these do need to sum to 11 because with the 7 out, the outies of the sandwich sum to 35 minus 17, which is 18. So these need to sum to 11 and I can't do 6, 5. So it is 8 and 3, which makes that the 6 and takes 3 out of both of those. This is really, really neat. Took me a while to understand the implications of outside and sandwich. And it was way cooler than, like, very, very cool. So the 8 makes this the 6. This is a triple. 4, 5, 8. And there's no 5 there because of the 5. Oh, and there's no 4 there. That's the 8. This is a 4, 5. So if that's a 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8 go into those two. Thought that might be resolved by the diagonal, but it's not. So these are 2, 5, and 7. Not sure how to resolve those, but this is a pair, which is 5 and 7, and that I can resolve. That's the 5, that's the 7. So these are 4, 6, and 8, and there's no 6 there. Okay, so we're down to Sudoku, I think. The 2 looks up taking 2 out of there. I've yet to put a 3 on the diagonal, but that doesn't seem to be helping much. 3 is in one of those 2. Oh no, I've got a 3 on the diagonal. Blind. It's 3 in the center. 3 is in one of those 2 by Sudoku, because this 3 is eliminating it from those. So 3 is in one of those 2 by Sudoku, and the 3 is knocking it off the diagonal. That's a 3, which puts 3 in one of those 2. I haven't put a 4 on the diagonal, but that seems less powerful. 6 is in one of these 2 by Sudoku. Yeah, I think I've done all of the clues now. So whenever I get stuck, I get paranoid that I've missed something. That digit in this box also has to go here. So this is purely, right. Where's 4 in this box? 4 looks up saying there's no 4 there. So that's the 4, which means that's the 8, and there's no 8 in those. Now this is a triple. 3, 5, 8. And there's no 3 or 8 in the middle. That's the 5, and this is a 3-8 pair. Bam. So this is a triple. 2, 5, no, 2, 6, 7. Because there's a 5 there. These are 2, 6, and 7. There's a 2 there, so that's not a 2. I could have used the one in the box. 2 is in one of those 2. 5, no, maybe. All I know is my gut tells me maybe. Tell my wife I said hello. 5, 7, and 8 in those. Oh, row 2. Where is the 2 in row 2? That's the 2. So this is a triple. 3, 6, 8. Because 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9. So these are 3, 6, and 8. And that gives me a 3, 6, 8 triple. So that's the 4, that's the 6. Which means that's not the 6. This is now a 3, 8 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 4 and 5. Which... well, the 3 is taking 3 off the diagonal. So now I've got a 6, 8 pair on the diagonal. So the digits I haven't placed on the diagonal yet. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 4, 5, 7. So this is from 4, 5, 7. And the 4, 7 is looking down, making that the 5, which makes that the 4, which makes that the 5. The 4 looks across, making that the 7 and that the 4. And yes, I know I haven't done the diagonal yet. I'll get back to it. The 7 makes that the 6, which takes 6 out of those. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. And the 7 is looking down, making that the 8 and that the 7. Now let's jump to the diagonal. The 5 looks up, making that the 7, taking 7 out of those. But the 5 also looks up, making that the 4 and that the 5. Great. This is now a pair. 3, 6. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Okay. Huh. Interesting. What are these digits? 2, 5, 6. What have I missed? So 2, 5, 6 means that there's no 6 here. So that's a 3, 8 pair. That becomes the 6. That becomes the 8. The 6 looks down the diagonal, making that the 8 and that the 6. The 8 looks across, making that the 5 and that the 8. The 5 looks back. That this is doing a lot, making that the 2 and that the 5. The 2 looks across, making that the 7 and that the 2. something here. The 2 says this is not a 2. The 2 here says this is not a 2, so this is a 2. The 3 looks across making this the 8, which makes this the 3. Could have used the box, got there eventually. The 3 looks across making this the 8 and this the 3. While I'm doing other things, it's not as if I'm missing stuff. I just haven't got to it that way yet. The 5 looks across making this the 6 and this the 5. The 6 looks back making this the 3 and this the 6. And I can stop solving now, right? 3, 4, and 7 go into those. There's a 4, 7 already in row 4. That's the 3, so I can take that out of there, and then I'll use that 4 to make that 7 and that the 4. And that is a beautiful solve of sandwiches and well, it's a beautiful puzzle. It's an okay solve of a beautiful puzzle. Credit where credit is due, and that all goes to EPH. Took me a little bit of time to understand the ramifications of outside and sandwich together. Really liked it. Thank you, EPH. Really good puzzle. Yeah, hope you're enjoying the pack. We have found that the outside puzzles just seem to be a little bit, the sandwich puzzles seem to just be a little bit harder than some of the other constraints we've done in packs in the past, but that's the way it goes. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you're enjoying everything. And as always, good luck with your solving.